Hi everyone! Today I'm going to tell you about superstitions regarding the evil eye when I was growing up and what was believed in my area. So it was very popular, it was woven into our everyday lives, especially children were believed to be very affected by the evil eye. So let's start with who can cast the evil eye. Blue-eyed people. Also, so blue-eyed people can do it unintentionally. They do it all the time without wanting to, while others can do it, but intentionally. So, malicious intent, bad thoughts, envy was involved. For example, you would speak something nice, you would say something nice to someone, but you would feel bad things or envy them. For example, you would say, "Oh, this dress looks really good on you." And you're thinking, "This dress is so cheap." For example, and especially to children, and people would actually say something to show that they don't have a malicious intent when they're talking to children. Like they would say something nice to a child, and then they would say, um, I cannot transliterate it because it doesn't make any sense, but they would dry spit 2 times on the child and say something like, "Let not the evil eye catch you." And that was very common. So anyone can cast the evil eye, but specifically blue-eyed people. In other parts of Bulgaria, there were others who can unintentionally cast it, believed to be able to do so, but I'll tell you that in the second part of the video. This is about what I grew up with. So, how would you know that someone is affected by the evil eye? So, the evil eye causes bad things to happen to one or for them to get sick. And especially in children, it was believed that if their cheeks got red, or their ears got red, or they had a headache, this was always caused by the evil eye. And the cure in my area was the following: someone who loves you needs to get a cup of cold water and light 6 matchsticks and extinguish them one by one in the water while chanting. And if the person who was doing that was yawning, this meant that the child or the other person was indeed affected by the evil eye, and the bad energy was going to the person who is chanting, and they were releasing the bad energy through their breath. They were not themselves affected because they were releasing it into the wild. Also, people would, when a child was born, again, someone who truly loves them has to tie a red thread around their wrist, and while doing that they need to think positive thoughts, have good intentions, and just wish them good things in their mind or even out loud while doing that, while tying the thread. And even now I would still see adults with red thread on their wrists. So how were people protecting themselves by the evil eye, from the evil eye, sorry? They would wear something red on themselves: piece of clothing, piece of jewelry, some kind of item that is red. They would also have the red thread, or they would carry a mirror and would keep it in their pocket, facing outside. And another thing people did to protect their homes from any bad thoughts, intents, and so on from others, they would have a horseshoe on their front door. Horseshoes were very easy to come by at that time because horse-drawn cars were still very much around, and cars, for that matter, were a big rarity at that time, and it was considered very lucky to find the horseshoe. so people would put it on their entrance doors. I myself was considered a person who can cast the evil eye, and there was even this one boy who was very afraid of me. And well, he avoided me like the plague. Whenever he sees me, he's like going the other way because he thought I would bewitch him, cast the evil eye on him, and things like that, because I have very blue eyes. So yeah, I was considered to be able to cast the evil eye. Okay, so let me show you what kind of things I have against the evil eye. Okay, that's one. This is a gift. This is the most popular symbol against the evil eye these days, but it wasn't around when I was a child. And this is my horseshoe. An imitation, of course. I don't know where to get a real one. And here I have another one, which is also a gift. It's at my entrance. This is not concerning the evil eye. And these were the superstitions in my area as I was growing up as a child. And now I'll tell you some more superstitions concerning the evil eye, but from other parts of Bulgaria. In other parts of Bulgaria, it was believed that not only blue-eyed people could cast the evil eye, but also people born in a young month or people born on a Saturday, born on a new moon, born on a bad day, at a bad hour, and so many more. When someone believed that they were affected by the evil eye, they would go to a healer woman. She would first check how much was the person affected by getting a raw egg and hold it in her right hand while also holding it over the affected person's head. If the person was really affected by the evil eye, the egg would get wetter to the touch. After that, the healer woman would break the egg over water. This water would be later used to wash the affected person. After that, the healer woman would take 3 living coals and 3 unliving coals. The living coals were coals that were used in the fireplace, and the unliving ones were coals that were not placed in the fireplace yet. She would also prepare a green clay dish in which she would pour water from 3 rivers. Then she would start placing each coal in the water, introducing the affected person and chanting. She would say their names 3 times. After the ritual is over, she would give the affected person to drink from the water. They need to drink from 3 different spots on the dish. They also need to wash their eyes with the leftover water. Finally, the affected person needs to throw outside whatever is left of the water, and while doing so, they need to say, "As the cat shakes his fur, so the pain to go away," or "As the dog shakes his fur, so the pain to go away." The living coals used are then returned to the fireplace, and while doing so, the healer woman says, "As those coals start a new life, so be," and then she says the affected person's name. Another popular chant against the evil eye was, "Extinguish these coals, extinguish the evil eye, casted by women, casted by men, casted by rivers, casted by winds. Let the evil eye fly away, like dust over a road, like fine foam on the waves, like a flower on a girl." This was said 3 times. Repeatedly occurring objects used in curing of the evil eye were coals, water, and a green clay dish, and often eggs as well. It was a very common practice to transfer the evil eye from the affected to another person who was very much disliked or unpopular or an enemy. Often the water used in the healing had to be taken from 3 rivers and also to be quiet water, which means that no words were spoken by the person who carried it from the river. Quiet water is a recurrent subject in Bulgarian mythology and is believed to have special powers. It requires a ritual to be performed to have quiet water. A young woman needs, when she wakes up in the morning, she needs to be quiet and not speak to anyone. Then she goes to the river and is absolutely quiet. She takes the water and goes back in silence. When she does that, this is considered quiet water. Another type of very special water and healing water in Bulgaria was unused water, because people didn't have any running water in the past. They would gather their water in big dishes, and it was used for different things like cooking, cleaning, washing, and so on. So unused water was water that was gathered in a dish but was not yet used for anything. These are the types of water that were considered very special. Thank you so much for listening. There are many more superstitions, but one video is just not enough. Hey everyone, thank you so much for staying. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I would really love to hear what kind of superstitions there were in your area while you were growing up or surrounding the evil eye. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.